Hey, what's going on, guys? Asian Eyes White Dragon here. This is going to be a side deck profile against a specific archetype, and that is windups. And so, yeah, these are some cards you can consider side decking against windups because these cards are great against windups. And so I'll get into the cards. So first off, Thunder King, it stops the searchers with Factory. It stops them from exceeding. Basically, you get to 2-for-1 them majority of the time with Thunder King. It'll force out basically a dark hole early on, and yeah, Thunder King's a problem for a lot of different decks, but windups especially have a really hard time. And even if they hit like Fiendish Chain or Thunder King, remember that Thunder King's effect resolves off the field and you can still tribute him. Okay, so next up we got Cyber Dragon. So when they end up making Zen Mains, it's a great response to it because you get to get rid of Zen Mains and you get to basically attack them for free. Especially if they have like Zen Mighties, like a bunch of those. Just Cyber Dragon, it's just really good for that. And if you are going first, you could consider siding Fossil Dyna, just because it's also a great card against 6 Samurais, just when you set it. And if they don't like pop it with Hand of 6 Samurai, it's pretty good, just to blow up all their monsters, basically. Because it's essentially just how 6 Samurais run. And then next up, DD Crow. DD Crow works really well when they summon Wind Up Rat and they try to target the Hunter in the graveyard, and you can just DD Crow it. Plus it's a dark, so if you're running like Dark Arm or something, more darks in the graveyard, right? And then next up, Chain Disappearance. I'm not too much a fan of this card, although it does help. I mean, it could hit Tour Guide, it can hit Kitten, it could hit like Spell Striker or Gillosaurus, because there are some decks that are running that. Any of the ones that are running like the Instant Fusion builds. Chain Disappearance is okay, just because it removes all of them from their hand deck, and that's pretty good. Because if they have any in their hand, then yeah, you get to kind of go plus with it essentially. And then another card, Black Horn of Heaven. So basically, you guys know that windups like to special summon a lot, and they'll basically be using 2 cards to exceed, and you get to go +1 essentially when you activate Black Horn of Heaven. Another great card, although this isn't great for every deck, Skill Drain can be viable. I mean, obviously, if you're playing Dark Worlds, then yeah, Skill Drain's a very good card against windups. They fall apart really fast because all they rely on doing is exceeding. Next up, we got Vanity's Emptiness over here, and this card's, I didn't really like it too much just because it's really easy to get around. But as long as they don't have an MST, the only problem is when they MST, another card, and then Vanity's Emptiness also dies, so that's just one thing that is kind of unfortunate with that card. But yeah, I mean, neither player can special summon monsters. So whenever they just go summon whatever windup, and you can just go Vanity's Emptiness, and then essentially they'll be like, oh, now I can't really do anything from here. Like, they can summon Tour Guide and just go, oh, okay, I'll just chain Vanity's Emptiness. And it's just really good. But yeah, keep in mind that you will have to protect this card quite well. Last card over here, Tiger King, and this card's effect is as long as any monster that's summoned with 1400 or less that's normal or special summons, it's automatically destroyed. So these are some of the cards that hits in windups. Obviously Gillosaurus and Spell Striker, those are some of the cards that they get out. Wind Up Magician, it hits that, it hits Wind Up Rat, it hits Rabbit, which is really good, and then it also hits Tour Guide and Wind Up Kitten. So those are some of the cards that it does hit. I'm sure there's more, but I think that these ones are the most relevant ones. But yeah, so if you're having problems against windups, you can considering citing these cards. But definitely, I would say play Thunder King over any of these. Thunder King is definitely one of the best. I honestly have been liking Black Horn of Heaven as well. I think the card is relatively good. Also against Karakuri, I really do happen to like this card. I think it's a relatively good card. However, with Karakuri, they usually summon that one that adds another Karakuri anyway, so they don't really go minus. But yeah, definitely try out Thunder King if you haven't already been main decking him. But yeah, against windups, Thunder King is definitely the best choice. Crow is also good just in case they happen to be able to go first, and you need answers relatively quick. But I mean, pretty much you should be main decking Maxi and Effect Baylor this format anyways. Obviously, like warnings too, so they're not here because this is just basically the sideboard area. But yeah, so this is the side deck against windups. If you have any suggestions or you think I've left out some of the cards, let me know in the comment section below what cards you would like to side deck against windups. But these are the ones that I personally found to be quite successful. But thanks for watching, guys. Asian Eyes White Dragon, signing out.